The 2006 summer transfer window featured several high-profile deals. Chelsea splashed out £30 million to sign striker Andriy Shevchenko from AC Milan, while Manchester United paid £18.6 million for Tottenham midfielder Michael Carrick. Spurs reinvested some of that money by recruiting £10.8 million forward Dimitar Berbatov from Bayer Leverkusen. Elsewhere, Ruud van Nistelrooy joined Real Madrid, Ashley Cole and William Gallas swapped clubs, Blackburn signed Benny McCarthy and Michael Ballack joined Chelsea. Two of the most eye-catching summer transfers took place on deadline day. West Ham, managed by Alan Pardew, brought in 22-year-old Argentina World Cup stars Carlos Tevez and Javier Mascherano from Brazilian champions Corinthians. Controversy surrounded the deals, with reports claiming the Hammers broke third-party ownership rules by signing the players through agent Kia Joorabchian's Media Sports Investment Company. Alan Pardew played down suggestions he had been instructed to select Tevez and Mascherano in his starting 11. "Can I make this categorically clear to all of you?" he told reporters. "And the guys who know me in this room will know that will never happen with me, and if that does happen, I won't be here." On the pitch, the Premier League's Big Four took centre stage on a blockbuster Sunday in September. Didier Drogba scored the only goal as 10-man Chelsea beat Liverpool 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. Later that day, Emmanuel Adebayor grabbed the winner as Arsenal earned a surprise 1-0 victory at Manchester United. Liverpool were tipped by many to challenge for the title after capturing the Champions League and FA Cup in 2005 and 2006, respectively. However, the Reds' early season struggles were summed up by a 3-0 Merseyside derby loss away to Everton. Cristiano Ronaldo's involvement in Wayne Rooney's 2006 World Cup red card prompted fears the two might have a strained relationship when they returned to club action with Manchester United. That was not the case, though, and both men played key roles as United topped the table in October. Aston Villa made a strong start under new manager Martin O'Neill, while newly promoted Reading won 4 of their first 7 games. The other promoted clubs, Neil Warnock's Sheffield United and Aidy Boothroyd's Watford, soon found themselves in relegation trouble. Middlesbrough, with club legend Gareth Southgate now in charge, had a tough spell after beating Chelsea 2-1, while new Charlton boss Ian Dowie desperately needed more points. In October, Chelsea's 1-0 victory at Reading was overshadowed by injuries to goalkeepers Petr Cech and Carlo Cudicini. Cech suffered a skull fracture after Stephen Hunt's knee connected with the side of his head, while his replacement Cudicini was hospitalized following a collision with Ibrahima Sonko. After the game, Chelsea manager Jose Mourinho expressed concern for Cech. "I'm not sure if he's Catholic, but if he's Catholic, I think he should go to my Portuguese Fatima, because to be alive is a bit lucky," Mourinho told Prem Plus. The ill-tempered afternoon featured red cards for both teams, while John Terry finished the match in goal for the visitors. As Arsenal and Liverpool struggled for consistency, it became clear early on in the season that Manchester United and champions Chelsea would be the only teams in the title race. Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney hit top form as Manchester United went 12 league games unbeaten between September and December. The run included a 4-0 away win over Bolton, with Ronaldo scoring once and Rooney bagging a hat-trick. Chelsea slipped up by losing 2-1 at Tottenham in November, but they soon recovered with a 12-game unbeaten league run of their own. On the managerial front, Charlton and West Ham made ruthless decisions in the build-up to Christmas. Ian Dowie only picked up 8 points from 12 games at the start of the season, prompting Charlton to replace him with assistant boss Les Reed. Alan Pardew also lost his job after a 4-0 loss at Bolton left West Ham in relegation trouble. Alan Kirbishley took over at West Ham, while Pardew quickly returned to management as Charlton's third boss of the season. Reed's 41-day stint in the dugout only yielded 4 points from 7 league games. The Addicks also suffered an embarrassing Carling Cup exit at League Two side Wycombe Wanderers. 2 days before Christmas, Cristiano Ronaldo netted twice, and Paul Scholes scored a thunderous volley as Manchester United beat Aston Villa 3-0 to maintain top spot ahead of Chelsea. Further down the table, Harry Redknapp's Portsmouth emerged as surprise Champions League contenders despite fighting relegation for the entirety of the 2005 to 2006 season. West Ham, Charlton and Watford occupied the relegation places on Christmas Day. West Ham signed 6 new players in January, including Lewis Boamorti from Fulham and Matthew Upson from Birmingham. The new-look Hammers continued to struggle on the pitch, with a 6-0 loss at Reading summing up their disastrous form during an 11-game winless league run. Exciting summer signings Carlos Tevez and Javier Mascherano also failed to live up to the hype. Mascherano departed for Liverpool after only 7 appearances, while it took Tevez 20 games to finally score his first West Ham goal in a heartbreaking 4-3 loss against Tottenham. At the top of the table, Robin van Persie and Thierry Henry scored late goals as Arsenal beat Manchester United 2-1 to complete the double over their rivals. The setback did not affect Sir Alex Ferguson's side for long, though, as they reacted with a 7-game winning streak. The league leaders scored 21 goals during that time and secured impressive 4-0 victories over Watford and Tottenham. Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney kept up their fine form, while short-term loan signing Henrik Larsson provided an extra attacking option. In the battle for third place, Liverpool faced Arsenal at Anfield at the end of March. Peter Crouch opened the scoring with a right-footed effort from 6 yards out before doubling Liverpool's lead with a well-taken header. Daniel Agger added another in the second half before William Gallas pulled a goal back for Arsenal. With 9 minutes to play, Crouch hammered in a left-footed strike after an exquisite turn in the penalty area to wrap up a 4-1 victory. In doing so, he achieved the rare feat of scoring a perfect hat-trick. With 7 games to play, it was only a matter of time before Manchester United secured their first Premier League title in 4 years. Chelsea found form again from February onwards, but a run of 5 wins in 11 games over the festive period left Jose Mourinho's men with too much catching up to do. In the relegation battle, West Ham ended their 11-game winless run with a 2-1 victory over Blackburn. The rest of the bottom half were also in danger of going down, with Wigan and Sheffield United most at risk of getting sucked into the bottom 3 with Charlton, West Ham and Watford. On April 28th, Manchester United came from 2 goals down to beat Everton 4-2 at Goodison Park. At the same time, Chelsea slipped up in the title race by only drawing 2-2 at home to Bolton. A week later, Cristiano Ronaldo scored a penalty as Manchester United beat Manchester City 1-0 to pile the pressure on their title rivals. Chelsea had to beat Arsenal the next day to remain in the title picture, but they failed to do so. The Gunners held Jose Mourinho's side to a 1-1 draw, meaning the Premier League trophy finally returned to Old Trafford after a 4-year wait. In the fight to stay in the top flight, a devastating 3-0 defeat at fellow strugglers, Sheffield United severely dented West Ham's survival hopes. Bad news followed off the pitch too, as the Hammers were fined £5.5 million for breaching transfer rules by signing Carlos Tevez and Javier Mascherano. Somehow, despite having one of the worst seasons in the club's history, Alan Kirbishley led West Ham to 6 wins in 8 games ahead of the final day. Tevez, the man at the heart of the third-party transfer controversy, was instrumental in the Hammers' late-season revival. Watford's relegation was confirmed after a 1-1 draw with Manchester City, while Charlton's fate was sealed following a 2-0 home loss to Tottenham. With one relegation place remaining, all eyes on the final day were on two matches: Sheffield United versus Wigan and Manchester United versus West Ham. If Wigan won, Sheffield United or West Ham would go down. If Sheffield United won or drew, the Blades would survive, and the final relegation spot would go to Wigan or West Ham. The afternoon began with Paul Scharner giving Wigan the lead after 13 minutes, meaning West Ham were going down. The score at Bramall Lane was level again when John Stead equalised for Sheffield United in the 38th minute, moving Wigan back into 18th place. In a chaotic few minutes, a goal from West Ham's man-of-the-moment Carlos Tevez and a penalty from Wigan's David Unsworth turned things around on the stroke of half-time. With 45 minutes to play, Sheffield United were going down. A second-half goal in either game could have had major consequences, but no more goals arrived. West Ham, inspired by Carlos Tevez, beat Manchester United 1-0 to survive. Wigan also held on to beat Sheffield United 2-1, condemning the Yorkshire club to the drop. The final 2006 to 2007 table confirmed Sheffield United, Charlton and Watford's relegations. Fulham sacked Chris Coleman towards the end of the season, Glenn Roeder resigned as Newcastle boss, and Wigan's Paul Jewell and Sheffield United's Neil Warnock departed after the dramatic season finale. In the top half, Sam Allardyce resigned after 8 successful years at Bolton. Liverpool lost the Champions League final 2-1 to AC Milan. Chelsea beat Manchester United 1-0 in the first FA Cup final at the new Wembley, and Sir Alex Ferguson's Red Devils ended up winning the league by 6 points. If you enjoyed this video, click the link on screen for the full story of the Premier League in the 1990s.